Well, we've been coming to saas-fee since 2002. We've been running summer ski courses actually since 1995, and we used to run them in teen. But we found when we came to saas-fee, when we started shooting the Ski Academy DVDs, that the snow during the summer months was, superior. It's the best we'd seen. On a typical day, the people you'll find on the mountain, I mean, it ranges from anyone from walkers and climbers heading up the Allalin to people who are World Cup athletes. The mountain, the way it's set up, there's a really good area for all levels of skiers. So, for example, on our academy courses, you may find people that are somewhere between snowplow and parallel skiers. You may also, at the other end of the scale, find people skiing with us in the summer who are ski instructors and athletes.
Your best sort of performance short radius turns, all right, as grippy and as reactive as you possibly can, all right, but this time just really sort of analyse your own performance, see what's going on at the end of the turn. All right, Steve, let's have a look. Slight split on the end of the turn to the right, but first really consistent all the way through. That was good. What I'm quite keen to do, guys, to explore this even more and to literally put a bit more of to put more explosive movements in there. I reckon we should get onto one of the steep sections. We'll have a look on the bit down here, but more sort of on this bit here, really. Back into short swings. Remember what we were doing on the first day? If we're kind of landing with a lot of pressure and then having to ping back off that platform, can we maintain one, good symmetry, and two, lateral control all the way through that? Have you ever felt on a really steep, icy slope, have you ever felt that kind of, that judder that you get on your outside ski? Yeah? Alright, very simply, guys, alright, for example, if that's the fall line there, alright, straight down the hill, boom, okay? If I was doing a high-speed turn on ice, which I guess it is up at the top of there, if I was to fall over my feet, purely from my head and shoulders, which is something that we saw in the video a lot last night. We saw a lot of people within the braquage and within the free skiing coming into the turn like that with the head and shoulders. Eventually, from a percentage point of view down below, I'm going to end up overweighting my inside ski and underweighting my outside ski. Alright, so there's the turn, inside ski, outside ski. If I go with my head and shoulders there, eventually I've got too much weight going through this ski and not enough through this ski, and as a result, as good skiers, you might just get that judder, all right. But occasionally, what you might get is that judder that leads to a full split, where you'll actually get your outside ski tracking off and doing its own thing. Okay, very simply because of how you fall into the turn. Okay, so as far as your lateral control is concerned, guys, two things, two massive fundamentals that are really going to help. One of which is the symmetry. All right, that's been obviously a huge topic in the first couple of days. The other is how you actually fall over your feet. Okay, what I think would be let's do it now. All right, what I think would be a really good thing to do, guys, if we just put our skis just off to the side of the slope over here, we'll actually run through some static falling drills. Okay? Now, what we were just talking about then, the fault we were just talking about, is rather than actually falling purely from your centre of mass, what we've been seeing is this, where the whole thing, the whole sort of unit comes over, and as a result we end up underweighting our outside ski, overweighting our inside ski. Okay? What I want to see, guys, very simply is this, alright? And I'll do this kind of slow motion to start with, but then we'll start to make it a little bit more explosive, alright? Because it's quite difficult to learn slowly, alright? So what I want to see you do, guys, alright, if that's me angulated at the end of the turn there, I'm very simply just going to aid it with my hand. I'm going to push my hip, literally just my hip, towards Ed there, alright? And as a result, I've angulated from the mid part of my body. Okay, I've not gone like that, I've literally fallen from there. Okay, and as a result, you can see that early angulation. You've got to sort of now picture me, guys, at the start of my new turn. There's the arc there. All right, my hips are ahead of my feet at the start of the new turn. All right, but my upper body sort of remains, if you like, vertical. Okay.
This guy here, watch his hip. Now, come it towards you and strong.
at the moment, you know, a typical day like today, there's races up there from the French ski team. There's the Swiss national ski team up there training this week as well. So there's different levels from athletic point of views. There are a few instructors training with us this week, doing their training for the ISIA, their International Ski Instructor Qualification. And we're also running a gap year program out here. So the gap year program is actually, you know, level 1, level 2 skiers for ski instructor.
So when you're thinking about moving the middle part, the mass of your body, rather than kind of being in this position here and then just moving it laterally, move it forward laterally. Does that make sense? Good. Go and show me then.
Our skiers this week on the academy course is ranging from you know, skiers between snowplow and parallel, or aiming to get parallel, skiers that are sort of intermediate skiers who can make, you know, the basic parallel turns but can't really ski very well off-piste. In fact, probably don't have the skills yet to ski off-piste. And then our advanced group are skiers that can ski on-piste and off-piste, but are really looking to tune up their performance for carving, you know, more effectively on the piste and skiing more performance level for off-piste and powder terrain. Another common area in what we find with the ski courses is people have a weaker turn direction. And on the weaker turn direction, there's a big difference between their left and right turn. A lot of skiers, funny enough, on the courses we see are weaker going left, but that's just the way it is. And what we tend to find is they don't allow their hip to fall naturally into that turn direction. So we come up with a lot of exercises, sometimes static exercises, sometimes skiing exercises. We often use video analysis to try and break down that weaker turn so people can actually see the difference of how they're angulating to the left and how they're angulating to the right.
Careful where you plant that pole, mate. See how he slid into that then? That's better as far as the placement is concerned.
Perfect. So this angle here, can you guys all see which is his natural side for falling? You've got the angle in the body there, angulation's created. I mean, ideally we'd want it there, but it's still about there, and that's a good angle in the legs. But watch what happens to his hip when he goes into the next turn. If that goes in slow-mo, this is the turn where the hip doesn't want to go inside. If it keeps going through in slow-mo, keep going through, keep going, and then you pause it, and you can see that he's angulated in the lower part of his leg there, but there's the line of angulation. It's actually from the knee. That happens so often with so many skiers on the weaker turn direction. So the hip didn't want to fall inside to about there. It kind of relied on the lower part. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, and then there. There's the real definition. So there you can actually see the angle, and bang, it's straight up on the inside leg. So that hip, it hasn't leaned. And that's what happens when the hip doesn't go. Something else in the body has to kind of give to counterbalance. So that's a really good example between left and right turn and how Steve needs to get the hip to fall further inside. Another classic area of what we see on the ski courses is people, rather than steering their legs, they actually have a lot of rotation coming from the upper body. So we try and calm down the upper body rotation, try and get their leg steering to be the predominant force for how they turn their skis. And then, you know, balance, just dynamic balance. People tend to not be in the middle of their skis. There's sometimes the body weight's over the back of the skis. We teach them to really tune up the flexibility in their ankle joint so that their ankle, their knees and their hips are all flexed in relation to each other. With the course content of the summer ski course and the course content of the winter ski course, they are exactly the same. So people often ask us, you know, will I learn the same amount of content as in saas-fee as I would in Verbier in the winter? And the fact of the matter is you can get all the same content on the summer ski course. You know, we've had situations where we've had better snow conditions, like powdery snow conditions, in an August ski course in saas-fee, sometimes more so than Verbier in, you know, February. As far as limitations go in terms of exercises, the terrain itself is actually almost a perfect setup for running a ski course. We've got steep terrain here, we've got big wide open pistes here, we make moguls on the side of the piste so people can actually do mogul skiing as well. So, you know, it does work. There is no real difference between summer skiing and winter skiing. Well, as part of the ski course in saas-fee, we also offer a dryland training program which teaches people a lot of the skills and gives them exercises to work on that will develop their ski technique. So you can give them an exercise, you know, just on a grass lawn outside the hotel. When people have finished skiing in saas-fee, there's quite a lot of things you can do. I mean, in the sports area at the other end of town, there's a football pitch, there's a basketball court, there's golf, there's tennis, there's a beach volleyball course. So people generally take up a lot of those activities in the afternoons if they've got the energy for it. There's also great areas around saas-fee you can go for walks and, you know, go and see marmots and different things like that. So as far as sport and sort of after ski activity goes, there's so much in SAS. Well, at the moment we're at week 3 in our summer program, and we've got 5 more weeks to go until we finish the program towards the middle of September. So for us, it's been a great start to the summer, and with the snow that we've got up top now, it looks like it's going to be a fantastic few more weeks to come.